And I thank each one of them for all of the support and help they have always given me. And you know who you are. I didn't learn until several years later that you had actually preferred the younger and prettier recent law school grad for the position. But you were overruled by your staff. I learned from the start about the injustices of the immigration system, and my eyes were opened by the suffering of the people you tried to help. My first week, a 19-year-old girl was snatched up by ICE from an interview you had attended with her. I remember your face when you got back from that interview, and how quickly we started making phone calls to find where she had been taken and speaking to the family. And many years later, she is now a green card holder. There have been many such victories. We have also had disappointments and losses along the way. In each case, we can honestly say that we did our utmost. You were a wonderful leader in this fight for your clients. You always kept a broad perspective and helped us to come back to what was important. On several occasions, you allowed me to accompany you to court and see you in action as you defended our clients and argued for their right to remain here. It was so exciting. I will never forget, and you enjoy reminding me of the time the immigration judge had me thrown out of the courtroom for interrupting proceedings. Thank goodness you were able to go on and win the case, despite my transgression. In the office, I often witnessed you lecturing young men who had gone astray. You were tough, but loving with them, giving them another chance. You chided me often for caring too much and trying to save the world, but I know you cared even more. We worked long hours together, fighting the good fight. I will never forget your example, your kindness and your humor, and remarkable ability to get along with everyone. You were not only an attorney to your clients, but a mentor and a friend, and I consider you a friend as well. You were a boss I was always proud to work for. We have made meaningful memories, and I will cherish them for the rest of my life. Thank you, Dan, with all my heart.
It's a long walk to that microphone. Work in the room.
I'm going to sit next to Dan as I say this. I'm the president of Cashman and you're not. We became involved 30 years ago. My name is John Ludley. I was lucky enough to meet Dan in 1985, and we've been together ever since. So I'm not going to say all the good things you are. I'm actually going to point out 5 things that you're not. But before I do, there's a little background. Dan, he's not so young anymore. He's 68 years old, but a spry looking 68. He was born of George and Jackie Cashman. He's the middle of 3 children, has 3 children himself. I don't know how many of you know this. I've known him for a long time. George Cashman, I never met him. I was at his funeral. There are 2 words that I think of when I think of Dan's dad. I think regal and dignified. Then there's Jackie Cashman, Dan's mom, who, to all appearances, was beautiful, petite, intelligent, and nice. But when she opened her mouth, you soon learned that there was another side to Gabriela. And one of the words that comes to mind is pistol. Or perhaps a machine gun with unlimited ammunition. She was not one to mince words or to lie. She'd tell you what she thought, whether you wanted to hear it or not. So I'm a football fan, and I think, okay, so you have one goalpost to the left, which is the George Cashman dignified, and then you have Jackie Cashman, the pistol, and Dan is both, in the right doses at the right time. So 5 things that Dan isn't. These are the 5 words that I've come up with. And incidentally, Gabby and I were talking about this, and I was told Dan likes long speeches. So it wasn't that long ago. I started in Foxborough. I have a habit, I don't write everything down, I just talk. And I do it in the car. It was 35 minutes into it. I think I was driving to Milford, and I still couldn't stop, because I was thinking about all the nice things I was going to say about you. But I can shorten that now. So, five things. Neat, formal, Republican, gazelle, and bloodhound. These are 5 things that you're not.
Do you have your phone?
Let's talk about neat first. If anyone has been in Dan's office, you'll know what I'm talking about. If anybody has been in the conference room, all you need to do is look on the floor, and you'll see a trail of peanuts from his office to Gabby's desk to the conference room and back. There must have been some Hansel and Gretel memory that you have that transcends all that you do. While you are the best dressed person today, there is a spot on your shirt. And I can't remember who saw it, but it was quick. I think it might have been your wife. You're far better dressed than I. The other thing that, in terms of neatness, that I marvel at is Dan managed to keep a pretty good head of hair. And there were times when I think the gel companies of the world should figure out what kind of enzyme or whatever you have in your hair, because I know when you're thinking, you put your hands in your hair, you sort of roll it, and then it goes left and it goes right, and it goes up and it goes down all at the same time. There's a harried, mad professor element to it, and I will always cherish that. How do you do that? I don't have enough hair to do that. I'm just a little bit jealous. Formal. Dan is not formal. I think you probably know that. He does have to wear suits every once in a while. He has to because the court requires that. Otherwise, he wouldn't. I subscribe to that same line of thinking.
You can say whatever you want right now. I'm very happy.
So the other day I was in the office, and Dan was wearing a yellow sweater, and I think it might have been George's. I'm not quite sure. It had that comfortable look. And it struck me that you might be getting a call from the Smithsonian. There's something about that sweater, the comfort look. It had sort of a Kennedy feel to it. Republican. Dan is decidedly not a Republican. He is not on George Bush's Christmas card list, and vice versa. He would be much happier to be sitting with Bill Clinton as an example, having an intelligent conversation about politics. I'm really not into that. Gazelle. Dan is not a gazelle. Dan played basketball with several of his friends on Wednesday nights for many years. Not PJ Feeney, but TJ Bell. They're Dave Ford, a bunch of them. I think the consensus was that Dan's skill set as he evolved and got older was that of a position player. He was not exactly lightning quick. One would not say that he had the speed or agility of a gazelle. At one point, I think somebody said it was as if Dan's feet were nailed to the floor. I can appreciate that. I really can. If I was a scout and I was watching Dan on a basketball court, I might use some of the following adjectives. A team player. has a solid knowledge of the game, sets a great pick, a defensive specialist. All of this means low, slow, and no go. That's the way it goes.
Hustles.
A bloodhound. This one is visceral to me. Dan is not a bloodhound. Bloodhounds are known for their sense of smell. So anybody who has had lunch with Cashman and Lovely in the conference room anytime in the last little while knows that if we're not ordering out and Dan is bringing something from home, it's toxic. He brings in a plastic container, which is usually some kind of fish that I think has been in your refrigerator at home for days. And when you open that container, the door is closed. We have a very collegial, it was a great office. We had a lot of fun.